Hi, I'm Tyler of The Enthusiasts, and welcome to Under Review, the place where we put the stuff we're enthusiastic about under scrutiny. Today, I'll be putting under review Charlotte, a tale of teenagers with psychic powers trying to protect other teenagers with psychic powers from researchers. Now, I am familiar with Charlotte's creator, Maeda Jun's other works, and Angel Beats and Clannad are a couple of my favorite series of all time because of their perfect combinations of characters, story, and music. So I had some pretty high expectations coming into Charlotte. And boy, was I disappointed. Charlotte is one of the most cookie cutter shows that I've seen. The characters are so stereotypical that any growth they happen to exhibit feels unnatural and just plain weird. It's almost like the character creators just threw darts at a roulette wheel of cliche personality traits and then decided to dictate their growth or quirks off of a second, smaller wheel. The main character needs a guy friend? Spin the wheel. Kind, caring, and dedicated with a slightly serious outer appearance? Okay, but what else should he have? Since that by itself is boring. Obsessed with a certain idol to the point where others find it creepy? That's perfect! Now, rinse and repeat for all the other members of the main cast. Idol character who's an airhead, but what if her secondary personality trait isn't her at all? It's her sister! That's brilliant! It doesn't help that everyone feels so bland and stale throughout the series. There is so little character growth or background motivations expanded on that from beginning to end, every character feels pretty much the same. Except they're not. See? We added a 2-minute segment on their last major appearance to flesh them out and make you feel for them. See? Unnatural and weird. The only person who had decent growth was you. Don't worry, though, that didn't last. For some god-awful reason, it's decided that we need to add another set of bland characters near the end, and the ex machina to end all ex machina. Time travel!
なあ、トモリ。もし僕が未来からタイムリープしてきたって言ったら、信じるか？
信じますよ。
Why use growth needed to be cheapened by undoing the series of events that created it baffles me. Fortunately, the time traveling doesn't undo his progress. It just invalidates the reasons for his growth and his and Tomori's relationship.
やっぱりあゆには内緒でお二人付き合っていたり。それはない。すごい相性。照れ隠しってやつかな。マジ違う。ほらほら、あゆは絶対お似合いだと思うのにな。
The story itself is very divided in its quality, and is split between 3 arcs. Arc 1 is a bland introductory section to the world and its main players over the course of 4 or 5 episodes. You are meant to gain a small stake in their lives at this point, obviously. The problem is I couldn't really relate or care for them at all. No one is notable at this point. I could barely even remember Tomori or Yu's name, let alone find a reason to grow attached to them. The slapstick comedy is far too over and misused to make me take this opening arc seriously enough to get truly invested. Now, Arc 2 is by far the best one. There is so much growth and character development that it highlights what was wrong with the first arc. I felt the love that the series creators wanted to impart to the viewers. The main cast is pared down to just you and Tomori, and that is just what the series needed. Focus. All of the attention lost on best friend guy, whose name I can't remember for the life of me. That's how little I cared about him. And Yusa, who I can only remember because her name was shoved down my throat so much. And their lack of general being is given to you and Tomori. And it's exactly what they as characters and Charlotte as a series needed. That time and attention shows their inner workings better than at any other point in the series. And it is by far the most emotionally invested you will be in the show. The final arc could really be considered two separate arcs, but I'm combining it because the final half of Charlotte is a cluttered, rushed mess of even more average at best characters, rushed development of these newly added characters, and the inexplicable and frankly stupid rise of you as a god-tier ability user. I have so many complaints of just how rushed and poorly thought out this last half is that I just can't. There are too many new characters too late, poorly executed plot twists that leave you sighing at their lack of creativity, and there are just too many ex machinas. When you have this many game-changing abilities, how can someone possibly care about what's happening if you know it'll all work out in the end because of how powerful certain characters are and how straightforward the plot is written out? Okay, enough negativity for right now. Let's bring up the best part of Charlotte. It's music. Oh my god, it's music. I love it. Leah's opening, Bravely You, is exactly what Charlotte needs. Leah's vocals are the perfect combination of gentleness and power, and it makes the opening so great to just sit and listen to. You don't have to watch the rest of the series, just sit and listen to her opening. Same goes for Tada Aoi's ending. It is so beautiful that it encompasses the entire feel of the series that the creators obviously wanted to get across. I love these theme songs. These songs and their artists are exactly what this series needed. And that is only made better with the appearance of Marina as the singer for the show's band, The End. Her voice lends so much power to the band's post-rock sound and the character development that their appearance is meant to facilitate. And this is exactly what I would expect from these three artists. I love their performances. But whoever decided that we needed the 2 minutes of How Low Hello in the middle of an episode where the mood had no business reverting back to pointless silliness needs to be smacked upside the head. That, in itself, symbolizes Charlotte's failings as a whole. After all that I've complained through this review, it might come as a surprise for me to say that I don't hate Charlotte. I'm very mixed on this. And those familiar with Maeda Jun's previous series can probably understand what I'm saying. There are glimpses of what should be an interesting story about teen psychics just trying to help and protect one another until their powers eventually disappear. These defective abilities are a much more realistic take on what people developing powers would probably be, and it's even more appreciated because Charlotte wants you to know that it's set in the quote-unquote real world. That is interesting. There are so many moments that make you want to feel for the characters. But unfortunately, most of these are marred by nonsensical and misplaced comedic attempts, inconsistencies in the stories, and just general poor timing of these emotional scenes. Charlotte has so much unrealized potential, moments of brilliance that are overshadowed by general poor characters and even worse comedy attempts, and a very average and rushed story. I can't bring myself to hate it, but I can't say that I was a fan of it. So because of that, I can only give Charlotte a 6 out of 10. It's a slightly above average show that would be worth a single watch through, especially if you've never seen another Maeda Jun show. This would make a good introduction to his stories. Now, if you enjoyed Charlotte, or if you want to watch something that does what Charlotte wanted to do but better, please check out Maeda Jun's other series, Angel Beats, Clannad, and Clannad After Story. And for those of you who don't know, Lane is a huge Angel Beats fan, so of course I showed him Charlotte. And because of that, he insisted on being a part of this. So click on the link here for the Charlotte spoiler discussion to see his reaction. And if you have an anime that you want me to review, let me know down in the comments below. And please like, share, and subscribe to support us. Thanks, everyone.